You're now listening to the 11:30 podcast. Enjoy the show.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 11:30 podcast, Dre and Willsy is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 11:30 podcast, Dre and Willsy.
What it do, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the 11:30 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there? Appreciate everyone tuning back in. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your man Drake, aka Drake on Wheels, man. For everyone tuning in, man, here on YouTube. If you're new to the show, you're new to the podcast show, man, definitely do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button down below, you guys, man. Like it, leave a comment, share it. Do all that great stuff, and don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. All right, man. Now that's out the way, you guys, man. I'm back at it with another episode. Excited to be here, you guys, man, and excited to have a cool guest that's going to be joining me here. You guys, she's an author, you guys, a children's books author. She's going to be joining me here on this week's episode, Ashley Irvin, man. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be a real cool conversation. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're going to bring on Ashley right now. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Going well. Nice day outside. Nice day to be alive again, and it's blessed. How about yourself? How's life treating you?
Good. Been pretty busy, but everything's good on my end.
Okay, cool. Look at everything good, then everything good. Then I love having the podcast and love having a different guest here each and every time. So it's wonderful. And Ashley, this is your first time here on the show. I thank you for taking the invite. You mind telling everyone about yourself?
Yeah. So, I just talk about my writing passion. So I've always had a passion for writing. Now I grew up in a military Christian home, and so it's very not I wouldn't say strict, but I was led down a path of education, discipline, and making sure that when I get of age, or out the house, I'm able to support myself and have a career, later on. So I always had a passion for writing, but I didn't really think of it as a career. I thought it was maybe just a hobby. And so I wanted to be an entrepreneur since a child. I also wanted to be my own boss, a CEO. And so as I got older, I'm, climbing the corporate ladder, and I'm like, well, I'm tired of climbing this corporate ladder because it's like I want to keep moving up, but I'm not really getting there, to my satisfaction. Like, well, let me combine my passion for writing and turn it into a business. And so recently, last year actually, I took my writing seriously and started publishing, children's books, and just hoping to eventually make that a full-time career.
Okay. What are the motivation from becoming a boss? A CEO come from? You say you always wanted to be a boss.
I don't know. It's just always. I guess it's just the way I was raised. I'm very I just have the personality of being a leader. So I think it's just my upbringing. I guess a military family. That's probably where it comes from.
Okay. How was that? You said military family. I know. I had a couple of members in my family as well as the military, but how was that sort of growing up in that military family? Because I know it could be strict, like you said. It's a lot of things, you sort of had to, go through in a way, not necessarily, but how was that for you? Because like you said, you didn't take the writing serious. It was sort of like a hobby for you, something
hmm
that you could just do on your free time. So when it sort of become something serious for you, also.
Yeah. So again, so my parents, they instilled in me, the importance of education and making sure that I get a degree. So um, I think my parents weren't strict, but they were just making sure that, me and my brother, we weren't, fooling around in school, that we took it seriously. We weren't, like we were A and B students basically. And so we continued to follow that path that my parents wanted us to be on, being in business some way. It's because my parents, when they were growing up, they didn't have, enough money. They had money, but they didn't, have they were basically paycheck to paycheck, basically. And so they didn't want that for us, for me and my brother. And so they wanted to make sure that we were on a path that, made us successful. And so, so I did follow that path. I got a business degree, in management. But it's like when you get your degree, it's like catch 22. They don't want to hire you without the experience, but you can get the experience if they don't hire you. So I kind of find myself, with a degree, but I'm not, you know, finding a career that matches what I've, got my degree in. So I'm kind of like I still right at the bottom basically. So, being a clerk, being a front desk, assistant, and then working my way up to where I am now. But I'm not a boss. I'm not, I'm a CEO, I'm an entrepreneur yet. Like, well, let me just turn, my passion for writing and, eventually stop working for the system, stop working for the man. And, that way I could control my own schedule and everything. But yeah, that ultimately that is my goal is to, quit my job and just full time entrepreneur.
Yeah, you're right about that. A lot of people want to quit that full-time job and just,
Hmm.
do something of their own, especially something they're passionate of. You said one thing that was real interesting though. You went to college, you got your degree and everything, and you was trying to find something sort of what you got your degree in though. But I
Hmm.
think that's sort of been the norm in a way with college though. It seemed like you go to college, you go get a degree in something that you're real passionate of, and you can't find nothing about it. So what is that?
Yes.
What is that about? And do you feel like was it worth it? I mean, obviously, having a degree and having something you can
Hmm.
back yourself up on or have a backup on, but was it worth it? And tell us about that journey.
Now looking back, like if you would have asked me that like years ago, I would have said, yeah, go to college and get a degree. But now
Mhm.
looking back, I don't think it's worth it because you're spending thousands of dollars taking out loans. Some people, still are paying off loans and they're still not where they want to be. Our ancestors, they didn't have to go to college and get a degree to work wherever. They had the skills, they had the knowledge of, carpentry and, blacksmith and leather work and, all these different kind of trade skills that we lost today. We don't see a lot of people, using these skills today. So I believe that that's where we should go back to, you know, gardening again, growing our own food, being self-sufficient, having a community where, okay, well, I could make, clothes and, my neighbor could make, belts and, leather stuff, and just getting back to our skills and trade and, bartering. I think that's where, I believe that, you know, that's that's the way that we should be at. But of course, this system is like, okay, well, no, you know, um, graduate high school, go to college, and go from there. But looking back, I don't think that's the way that we're supposed to be doing it.
I don't either. I think it's all set up and designed for a lot
Mhm.
of us to just be stuck in a cycle in a way. I
Yes.
think us black people, it's already hard enough for us to
Hmm.
try to find jobs and do good and try to provide for our families and stuff as it is though. But
Right.
then you tell us that's really the norm, especially when I was in high school and in school, that was the thing. When you finish school, you got to go to college. But what if you don't want to go to college? What if you just want to, just find yourself?
Hmm.
Find who you are. But that was, a lot of pressure on. But obviously, me more so, I was trying to go to college for video photography and all that other stuff. But when you get to college, it's like it just felt like it wasn't. It was you was just sitting there trying to for me, it felt like I was just starting all the way over. And it didn't feel like I was worth it in using what I wanted to do in a classroom, but
Yeah.
now, in depth all over again. So, yeah, I definitely, understand where you're coming from being an entrepreneur and want to definitely be a boss of your own, though. But you're newly author, though. You really didn't see yourself. What did you want to be when you broke? Because you didn't see yourself being an author, though. What did you see yourself? sort of been or wanted to
So I knew that I wanted to be in business. That's what I knew I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure what yet. I really enjoyed math, and so I did consider being an accountant. But after taking college courses in accounting, I was like, well, I don't really want to do this. And so I continued to pursue my business degree, but still unsure of what exactly I wanted to, major, like what specifically I wanted to do. Um, so it was kind of that period was kind of like, well, I don't know, but I know I want to be in business. So let me just get like a general degree, like a business management degree. And then that way later on, I could go, okay, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. So that's why I went towards business management. But I wasn't really quite sure exactly what I wanted to do in business though.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. But it looked like you found a clear path to
Mhm.
something that you love to do, though. Like I said, you're an author, a children book author. Your goal is to awake your imagination in children. Can you speak about that?
Yes.
And also
So
your latest book as well.
so my brand is Awaken Imaginations. And the reason why I came up with that is because I'm a 90s baby. So
Mhm.
when I was a child, I was playing outside, drinking from the water hose, climbing trees. Um, and children today are just consumed with technology. You
Mhm.
know, babies know how to work iPads. And I'm like, how do y'all know how to work iPads? So they're just so consumed with phones, laptops, social media, and just their um, technology has conformed our children. There's no creativity, no imagination. Everybody's like everybody else. So I want my goal is to create content where it kind of sparks the imagination, sparks curiosity. Make children want to read again. A lot of children aren't picking up books. So it's easier to pick up the phone, watch video. But let's read again. Let's, just I would just want to kind of bring back, the innocence of a child. So that's my goal as a children's book author, and that's my brand, Awaken Imaginations, to awaken the imagination again in children.
Okay. Hey, look, I definitely agree. I got a little 1 year old right now, and sometimes he, get a little agitated and not want to do certain things. But obviously he a 1 year old. But I do understand, having different nieces and nephews over, and of course a lot of kids do have cell phones and iPads
Hmm.
and you did mention 90s you're a 90s baby. I'm a 90s baby, and I remember definitely, going outside. That was the thing you wanted to do, go outside. But a lot of people, especially not a lot of people, but a lot of kids now, they're just, like you said, on their phone, on their tablets, on social
Hmm.
media. And how do we revert back to? And I understand we can't go back to the past, but how do we revert back to in a way of having nurturing our children to a better future in a way instead of having technology? Because, like you said, no imagination, no creativity because you got AI. You can go on there and say and do, sort of say anything and come up with anything, and it's really not yours. But you said it, but you claiming it's yours. But
Hmm.
how do we revert back to that way and in a way of nurturing our kids, but we're not technology and stuff.
Yeah, so part of what I'm doing is I want to kind of teach children in my books like life lessons that they're not taught these days. Teaching them skills again, like I mentioned gardening earlier, so gardening, being self-sufficient, life lessons like responsibility, compassion. I have a new book that's going to be released tomorrow, and so I understand that even though my goal is to kind of get them back to the basics. Of course, I can't get rid of phones, laptops, and all that. So I know that children will still be on their laptops, they will still be on their phones, but I want to make my content fun, also educational. So tomorrow, one of my new books is going to be released called Detective Harper and the Bakery Mystery. So with that book, it's a fun detective kind of whodunit type children's book. but I also incorporated technology into it. So what I did was in the book there's a code, and when the child reads the book and they're gonna find this code, they'll enter the code on my website, will unlock different activities, interactive activities based on the book.
Hmm.
So even though I do want to kind of move children away from technology, so you would think, well, if you want to, get them away from technology, why are you, having them go to your website? Well, it's kind of causing them to be curious. Okay, well, what does this code do? Where does it go to? So it's kind of like sparking that, oh, like that excitement, right? And it's also the activity that I have on my website. They're interactive, so it's like it's memory games, it's spot the difference. So using their cognitive skills to solve these different problems. So I do want to kind of incorporate some kind of like um, just different things in the books to where it kind of helps spark the imagination and curiosity. But it's not just um, my doing. It also takes the parents and teachers to also help me and other children's book authors, get their child reading again, because children follow their parents. So if children see their parents on laptops all day, phones all day, well, they do the same thing. But if they see their parents reading, the child's gonna follow suit. So it takes a community to kind of get the children back to the basics and reading a book again.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It do takes a community, and I know one person said, definitely for a lot of us black people, if you want to put something informative and definitely something important, put it in a book. And a lot of us don't tend to pick up a book, nowadays, and especially kids, or would just go on to something and have it read it to you, or
Hmm.
or just look at certain videos, which is
Right.
totally fine to an extent, though. But I think we need to go back to some fundamentals, especially when it's concerning the future. Our kids.
Hmm.
Definitely. Reading and knowing certain things, and like you said, going outside, gardening and stuff. And also, you mentioned, I think in the beginning of the podcast, and how certain skills have been taken away. Like plumbing and just different, basic skills that you
Right.
sort of would want to have, or that even in the past that you had, and you can make money, you can make a living off of being a plumber and doing this and then,
Hmm.
different stuff. And I think, of course, with like how we talked about with college, I think they sort of, in a way, brainwashed us and told us, yeah, go to college, man, you have the best future. And instead of just, working with your hands, whatever you're good at. So I think what you're doing, I think, is fabulous. Though a lot of kids definitely tend to follow their parents, but I think um, nurturing them in the right way possible is best for best for the future. Do you have kids of your own?
Not yet.
Okay, okay. Do you plan on having it? Because
Yes.
yeah, because a little I didn't think I would be Sam. I didn't think I would be a dad, but little man just definitely run back and forth. So I like to take him. He always screaming about outside, outside. So he like to play outside in the dirt and the rocks. But I like that part because it reminds me of my childhood, and a lot of kids, of
Hmm.
course, definitely want to stay on the video game or on YouTube all day though. I don't understand it. I don't understand it not one bit though. But your children's book out right now though. It's available on Amazon, wherever you get your books.
Yeah, so The Little Shepherd and the Lost Sheep, that was released in January. And that book is about a father who is a shepherd, and he's teaching his young son the ways of being a shepherd. So, feeding the sheep and giving the water and guiding the sheep, caring for the sheep. So then one day a storm comes through and breaks the sheep pen, and then one of the sheep escapes. And so the father tells the son, let's go find this lost sheep. And so the son's like, well, we have so many other sheep. Why are we going for this one sheep? And the father Because the importance of going after, the lost, going after this one sheep, the importance of each individual sheep. So then they go on a journey to find this lost sheep to bring it back home. So for your viewers that are familiar with the Bible, it's a parallel story to a parable in scriptures about, Jesus. I'm talking about the lost sheep. So you have 99 sheep, one goes missing. I'm sorry, 100 sheep, one goes missing. You're going to go after that one lost to bring it back. So this story is kind of like a parallel, but in a way that a child can kind of understand the importance of, caring, nurturing, compassion, empathy at their level of learning. So,
Okay, okay. I dig that. I definitely dig that. Because children today, are definitely, like you mentioned, are consumed with technology though. And I remember one part in the movie, and I think it was a much bigger message though. After, of course, I got on social media and was reading some reviews about it though. But it made me think of. I don't know if you've seen the movie that was on Netflix that came out earlier this year, I believe. It's called Leave the World Behind.
mm-hmm,
And the young girl was trying to watch something on television or trying to, get on the Wi-Fi or whatever. And I think, and when I first initially saw that scene, I didn't think too much deep of, the girl herself and what she was trying to do or alert other people or whatever like that. But I was just thinking as well, like, we get in a situation such as that or, something similar, we all are, especially kids too, we all are just um consumed with technology and we don't sort of have any, other I want to say resources, but just tapping, doing other stuff, instead of just
mm-hmm,
being on our phones all day or strolling on social media and stuff like that. Because back in the days, we more so outside instead of now.
mm-hmm,
We don't see a lot of people, outside no more and just having fun or playing with the water hose or stuff like that. So
mm-hmm.
um, we
Yeah,
definitely,
could you imagine, like, we're so like, we don't even think about it. If the internet went down worldwide, people would go crazy. Phones not working, laptops not working, Wi-Fi, like, people wouldn't know what to do.
Mhm. They
And
wouldn't. They
so it's
wouldn't.
like going back to the basic, so at the end of that movie, she pops in the VCR.
Hmm.
So it's just showing that, not just children, but adults are also just so consumed with it. And it's like taking over our daily lives. And so it's not just, you know, children that needs to kind of like back off of it, but it's also adults. We need to get some time off, step outside, enjoy, go to a picnic, go to the beach, turn off your phones for a little bit, enjoy family and sit at the dinner table together. So just this world has caused us to be so consumed with technology that it's like it's just a ripple effect. So like younger and younger and younger, getting more consumed. And that's they're taking away our individuality,
Hmm.
So it's crazy. it's
Yeah, it is though. I definitely agree with you. It's definitely it's crazy though. Gotcha. You said you're a beekeeper?
hmm
Oh wow. How is that? What was that's like being a beekeeper? I don't want to be nowhere near some bees though, but how is that? Being a beekeeper. I
it's
know I heard about the movie, but I didn't know what it was though. But yeah,
Yeah, so
what's
this
that
will
like?
be my third year, but I'm still a novice. I consider myself a novice. I'm still learning. But the
Okay.
reason why I started becoming a beekeeper is because I want to eventually get my family off the system. So we're trying to, have our garden going. We got some chickens, so we have our own eggs and meat. And a lot of the honey in the stores today aren't real honey. You'll say, real honey, but a lot of that's corn syrup. So I want to have, pure 100% raw honey straight out the hive. And so that's what made me become a beekeeper. So I got a few colonies, set it up in the yard, and I haven't extracted anything yet because they're just, it takes time for them to produce honey. But this year, they grow pretty big, so I should get some this year. But it's pretty good, not too bad. So,
Okay. Have you got stung by 'em?
once.
Once is enough for me. That's cool though. We're cool. What keeps you motivated? What inspires you?
To beekeeper or to write?
Well, just in life, yeah, to write, to be a beekeeper, or just in general, what inspires you?
Um, I think it's just a passion to getting back to the basic because of the last few years, just seeing how the world has changed, seeing there's different this craziness going on. So, just the last maybe like 5 to 10 years, I'm like, okay, this world is not the same. So I want to kind of get away from the system, get away from, just all this going on, just kind of be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and eventually not depend on the system. So that's why I'm trying to find become a writer, author, just kind of stop working for the man and, grow my garden. So stop buying groceries, having my own meat. So I think just seeing how this world has changed over the last several years let me just get away from this. So that's pretty much kind of got me going to just get out of the
Okay.
system.
Okay. Yeah. I'd said it a few times over the last couple of weeks. The days just seem like they move a little bit too fast, and just the world has just, changed a little bit. Though it's different times, definitely, different times. You guys, man, we're gonna move on. Here on the show, you guys, man. It's time for the 11:30 podcast. Hot seat, guys. All right. It's time for the hot seat. Actually, I got 5 questions for you, and we're gonna roll with it. You ready?
Okay.
All right. If you can, all right. First question: if you can go back into a moment of time, or if you can go back to a time or a moment, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Hmm. Okay, I would just say probably going to Vietnam and meeting because my mom's Vietnamese, so just meeting my family for the first time in Vietnam and just going there and experiencing the culture because I didn't know the culture, living in America. So just going there and just experiencing the culture, meeting my family, and just being in the a new country.
Okay, that's awesome. Real awesome. Question number 2: Where you see yourself at from 1 year from now?
Having my own land and having a couple more livestocks and just hopefully get my own land to get a house built.
Okay. Look at it. Land is something cool. You definitely gotta have. You can definitely build that garden and do some
Hmm.
things that you want to do. So I dig it. I dig it. All right. What is your biggest fear?
I think disappointing my family. Because me and my family we're really tight. We're really close knit, and I think that's why when I was growing up, I kind of wanted to follow my parents' dreams for me to go pursue business.
Mhm.
Because I know they have the best in mind for me, and so even into my adult life, their opinion matters to me, and so I think my biggest fear would be disappointment. If I did something or something happened and they weren't satisfied with my decisions.
Okay. Cool. 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 Do you have any regrets? If so, would you like to go back or change them, or oh no?
Regrets? I don't think so. This may sound cliche, but if I was to change something, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't make the mistakes I made, if I didn't, have the accomplishments that I made. So who I am today, I am proud of. So I have no regrets.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Last question: if you could change one thing about society or the world today, what would it be?
Well, we mentioned it. So like,
Technology. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I appreciate you. Look at Ashley, it was awesome having you on. Fun chatting with you. Before you go, any questions, any shout outs, anything you would like to say?
No, but tomorrow my new book comes out, Detective Harper and the Bakery Mystery. It's a fun interactive book. Not only do I have that code in the book, that would unlock activities to my website, but on each page there is a magnifying glass where children could. It's not like in plain sight, like kind of like it's kind of hidden in the book on each page. So it also has a recipe that was created by an 8-year-old. So
Wow.
check it out. And I love y'all's support.
Okay. That sounds really awesome. Real awesome. It was, like I said, fun having you on. Everyone who's listening, tuning in. All the links will be down below. So definitely go visit the website. Definitely go check out and get a copy of Ashley's latest books, man. For real. It's really awesome having you on. My little man, I guess he want my attention now. But like I said, great having you on. We're gonna take a quick break, everyone. We're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap up the show. We got the WTF moment and more. Ashley, thank you for coming through here on the 11:30
Thank
podcast.
you.
Is more than cable for less than cable. More unexpected plot twists,
Ooh.
less unexpected fees. More committing to new shows,
Ooh.
less committing to an annual contract. More being held in suspense, less being held on hold. More modern, more simple, more than cable for less than cable. Try YouTube TV for free.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast show. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the break. Yo, Ashley Irvin, thank you for coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show this week. Episode 198, man, is in the books. All the links are down below, so you can definitely make sure you pick up a copy of Ashley Irvin's latest children's book and more, man. Definitely follow her on social media. I definitely gotta pick me one up for little man. Every time someone comes over or give him a book or whatever, he run through it and then he start turning it up, and I'm like, man, look here, man, you messing up all the books. And when you get a little older and you want to sit there and let mommy or daddy read you a book, then we can read you a book, but you gonna mess up all your books, man. You gonna turn them all up and everything like that. So I might just wait. I might just wait. But Ashley Irvin, it was real fun having you here on the 11:30 podcast show. Like I said, everyone, man, before the break, man, before we wrap it up and head on out of here, I got the WTF moment, man, and we about to just dive on into it, man. It's time for the WTF moment of the week, man. Yo, WTF moment of the week. I thought I'd keep it, smooth, man. I ain't want to have nothing outrageous, man. I just had Ashley on, children's book author, and I'm gonna keep it, WTF with my son, my child. And I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The WTF moment is where it was Mother's Day, and no one could find him in the house, but he was in the room in the jar messing with my ointment, had it all over him like a grease ball, like a grease ball and everything, man. So WTF moment for this week is just that my little man is getting up there and getting older, and he loves Seth freaking Rollins, though. Seth freaking Rollins, if you ever see this, or one day, definitely got to check out Little Man, though. They WWE. I was about to say WWE comes back to the city, Washington D.C., August 23rd, Friday Night SmackDown. So he got some time, I don't know what Seth Rollins, will he returning back soon? I'm not too sure. And he's a big fan of Jay Uso, man. Check these videos out right here. I had to record them. And the one right here was Seth Rollins, man. He's just up close to the TV. So I don't ran through just about every video that I probably could find of Seth freaking Rollins on YouTube, man. WWE upload some new videos, and he watched the old Seth Rollins, where Seth Rollins had the bleach blonde hair and then the black hair at the same time. And he'd be like, Seth Rollins, because he doesn't get announced as Seth freaking Rollins until probably like 2021 or whatever. But it's real exciting, man, knowing he loves it, and I grew up as a fan of loving wrestling, and he got it at a demand, at his fingertips. Seth freaking Rollins, man, and and the fact that in this video right here, how he gets down just like Cody Rhodes. He was losing his balance a little bit, but he get down like Cody Rhodes and do the whole roll and everything. It really warms my heart, man. And I love putting on Jay Uso because he get lit though. So but besides that, man, my little man is entering the terrible twos where he can't keep his fingers off of anything, off of the counter, of anything. So, and I'm pretty sure he's giving his mama a hard time right about now, you guys. So, yeah, man, I'm in that stage where it's just his phases each and every, couple of months or so, to where he's like, he wants to eat and he don't want to eat, and then he wants to just rampant, just run rampant. His nana came to pick him up. What was it? A couple of weeks ago? I think it was last weekend. Last weekend, she came to pick him up, or the weekend before, and within maybe 3-4 hours, she was calling and she said, "We bringing him back." I said, "Oh my goodness, really? Like that was it though." It drove her crazy though. Like, yeah, my man got supersonic Tasmanian energy, man. For real, man. But I love it, man. That's my little man about to be 2, and he's adorable. Really, he's really adorable, and he's like all kids. They are all sponges, so got to be careful what you do and say around them too, because for real, you'll drop something and be like shit, and the next minute he like shit. I'm like, hey, look at it, man. Come on, man. But yeah, man, you gotta protect our kids, man, and love them the most, and love on them, man, for real. Everyone, definitely everyone, and another thing we debating on too, because he was at the playground. He was at the playground last a couple of days ago, and it was a neighbor. I ain't never seen the little kid before, I mean, maybe I did, but he came on the playground and started playing. And he was 7. His name was Zayd, and I was like, "Oh man, you got a new friend." And he just didn't want to get out the playground with him. So I felt like, man, he's sort of ready to interact with other kids, and instead of being in the house all day, up on the mommy wing and saying stop. You need to put him somewhere where he could be active. Let's say that. Be very, very active though. But love on him, man. Love on him. Last week of May, you guys, man. We are 2 weeks away, June 12th, of the 200th episode of the 1130 podcast show, man. For real. But WTF moment to that, yes. But 200 episode of the 1130 podcast show is coming up in 2 weeks, man. We gonna be live, man, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Definitely make sure you tune in, man. I'm trying to cook up something real special. And I just want to thank everyone for the major support, for everyone who follow the 1130 podcast show, everyone who followed the 1130 podcast Talk Pro Wrestling, which I love talking about wrestling, big fan of wrestling, and I love talking, everything else, man. And for real, life, being a dad and got a little son, and just different trending topics or whatever, man. So definitely Beyond 1130 is coming back soon, you guys, man. So I definitely can't wait to tap back into Beyond 1130. Have fun interviewing and chatting with some amazing guests this latest season here on the 1130 podcast show. More coming up, man. We just getting started, man. For real. It's the 200th episode, June 12th, here on the 1130 podcast show. But you guys, man, it's been a wonderful show. I ain't gonna keep rambling on. I'm about to head on out of here. You guys, man, Ashley Irvin, thank you for coming through here on the show, and thank everyone for tuning in. Yo, until next time, it's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Stay safe, stay blessed, give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? Peace, you guys, man. I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Dre and Willsy is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's get it, baby.
He the one.
With me, so
Yeah.
Breeze, baby. Let's get it. You with me. Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed, we ain't got them problems.